I think I'm live. Uh, just want to check the audio. I'm live. Yeah. Audio is good. Okay, let's start the episode. Uh, hey guys, so there was some connection, that's why we got delayed. Okay, so in today's myView on Books episode, we're gonna review Die Trying, and I'm gonna share my thoughts on this book. I just read probably one day before, I think. It's a huge book, 556 pages, and action thriller, not a dull moment anywhere. I took around 1.5 months to complete. Yeah, so I welcome you all to myView on Books episode. All the bibliophiles, so get ready. Let's try to decode this book. Before that, let me remind you that Mr. Black latest episode, new season, is available and it was released yesterday. We planned quickly. We planned an outdoor shoot, but that couldn't happen. Then we compensated it by shooting indoors, and then somehow the episode came out well and it was released yesterday. Do enjoy it. It's on MWM YouTube channel, our channel. So do watch it if you haven't watched it, and like, share, and comment. So with that, we'll get into this myView on Books episode. We're gonna. This is the second book from Lee Child. So Lee Child is famous for Jack Reacher, and Tom Cruise has acted in 2 movies on Jack Reacher, and there is even a series now in Amazon Prime, Reacher, web series. I mean TV series, and it is completely based on this book. So the first book, Killing Floor, is what the first season is. First season of Reacher. So I'm watching it, and I'm actually liking it a lot, because when you read, you get a different picture of Jack Reacher and the story, how it's written. But when you watch it as a movie or TV series, it's completely different, right? It's a different actor portraying it. So whether that will be justified with the book story, it's a lot of things. But both, I loved Tom Cruise Jack Reacher movies, as well as I'm loving this recently made TV series of Reacher. So yeah, it's available in Amazon. You can purchase it in Kindle, hardcover, paperback. I go for paperback. It's if you see, 576. So 556 is the actual length of the story, and if you read one chapter, probably you can finish it in one chapter per day. You can finish in 56 days. So 46 days, because there are 46 chapters. But some chapters are really long, like 20, 30 plus pages, and it's an action thriller story. As you all know, Jack Reacher is one of the famous characters like Harry Potter or Sherlock Holmes. So he's a detective. He's a retired military man, and he goes about roaming around from one town to another town. He's like a vagabond or a hobo. So in the first book, Killing Floor, this was the first book. So Jack Reacher one. He lost his brother, and there was an counterfeit organized crime going on in this town, and he broke down that and made sure that he avenged his brother's death. So what is the story in Die Trying? So in Die Trying, he's having his usual day. He's come to another town, and he's just crossing a woman, but then all of a sudden that woman gets kidnapped, and he happened to be near that woman at that exact moment. So the kidnappers didn't had a choice. They catch him as well, and they kidnap him as well. So this is how the story starts. Imagine you just had a coffee in a diner, and you're coming out and you're meeting this beautiful woman who's coming in front of you, and you were just thinking about how, what kind of dress she's wearing and what kind of work occupation she's doing, and suddenly in a blink of a moment, there are 3 people pointing gun at you, and actually she was to be kidnapped, but then you end up in that moment and even you get kidnapped. So this is how the story starts. Interesting incident. And then if we come to know that it's not just a normal kidnap or ordinary kidnap, where they try to kidnap rich kid, and try to get money from the parents, rich parents, blackmail, I'm gonna kill your child. So it's not like that. It's a big deal. It's a political kidnap. It's a high profile kidnap, and it's a lot of backstory behind it. So the kidnapped lady is actually an FBI agent, and kidnapping an FBI agent. Imagine the amount of sentence that, I mean, the intensity of punishment you would get once you get caught, right? So kidnapping an FBI agent. So Holly is the name of the lady character, and Reacher happened to be in that moment where Holly gets kidnapped, and we see that Holly has a very, a strong political background. So she was not only a FBI agent, but she was the daughter of she is the daughter of a high commander in working in the White House, and she's also the godchild of the president himself. So president is the godfather of Holly, and Holly's father and president are close friends. And the kidnappers are actually kind of terrorist, we would say, but we don't call them terrorists, right? So they have their own motive and purpose. They want to establish a new nation, and so in order to do that, they've kidnapped Holly to have that upper hand in the debate or argument that's going to come up later point of the story. So all these backstories and background Jack Reacher gets to know while the story progresses, because he's spending time with Holly along with this because of this kidnap, and he gets to know what the kidnappers, what is their intention, what is their motive. And it's building up for a huge climax where we see that in a corner, US, some part of corner like Montana, I guess. I forgot the place, but somewhere they have occupied and they want to establish nation there, a small piece of land, but if you see the borders are highly difficult to penetrate for the military. So suppose you cannot just crush them. It's just like 300-400 people on that particular small piece of land, but all of them are trained well, and they have weapons, they have missiles, a lot of wires, telephone wires. So they are communicating with outer world somehow. They even managed to get some money, bond papers, couple of years back, and that's huge amount. They have people in the inside the FBI who will inform them. So they have informants everywhere, inside the organization, inside the government, inside the FBI. So they are strong. And there is one guy, the villain, Bew Borkin. So he's the one who's leading the group. There is woman and child in the group, but somehow he's convinced and brainwashed everyone that we're gonna establish a nation. And 4th of July is, I think, it's a huge national holiday as well as celebration, like how we celebrate Independence Day. So that's when they are actually trying to make their move, and for that particular day, to prepare for that day and to have upper hand, they have kidnapped Holly, and somehow Reacher is caught in this trap, and how he saves Holly, and how he is trying to avoid any possible explosion in public places. And this is a whole story, and as usual, Jack Reacher, how he sees, and how he tries to analyze the situation. Even amongst high profile kidnap, he stays calm, and he thinks he has his own internal clock. That's the most amazing part. You don't need a watch or time system. You have your own internal clock. So he managed to get up, when he says that I'm going to sleep for some time and I'll get up around 10 o'clock, he does that without any alarm. That these are kind of cinematic elements, but you enjoy this reading it. And as you see, he's just thinking from others, the villain's perspective also, where he could have done, what would be his new move. And even though the book is 556 pages long, which is usually the case for all Lee Child novels, it's absolutely thrilling read, and you don't feel bored anywhere, except for a few chapters which is very long, and I was wondering why they are making long chapters. Usually 15 to 20 pages is the ideal length for any chapter. You can finish it in 10 minutes, and it'll be like one chapter a day. It would be good to read. Yeah, hi, Headshot Camera. I'm just seeing your message. Your Mr. Black episode is thank you. Because you asked, we thought we'll make one quickly. There'll be one more episode soon. Don't worry. So it's definitely a book for thriller lovers. and people who are good in reading and used to reading should pick up this book, because it's 556 pages in length. So definitely you should have patience, and you should be committed to this book for at least a month. And for people who are really on the hook, and definitely this is the kind of book you can finish it in 2-3 days. 46 chapters. It's like, it doesn't have that end element where if you finish one chapter, finish reading one chapter, you have to turn the page to the next chapter and continue reading. So it's not that hooked up, but the story is engrossing. And Jack Reacher's what do you say story, I mean Jack Reacher's interaction with the other characters is absolutely wonderful, and action scenes you can actually picture and imagine what kind of action scene is going on. And especially the bullet speed, he has described the bullet speed. And you I mean mostly everyone would know the speed of bullet is more than than the speed of the sound. So the bullet travels faster than the speed of sound. So you hear what you hear. So when somebody fires a gun and you hear the shot, that's actually a delayed sound, because the bullet has already been already traveled, and it is target. So these are things, something thrilling to read. And imagine like 3 to 5 pages he has described the travel of the bullet, how it travels and where it hits. And he has done it more than a couple of occasions, and it was thrilling to read. And I was absolutely thrilled to imagine that and how it happened. And as I said, I think I want to show you that series also. So I have watched some, maybe 3 episodes, I think couple of episodes. Yeah, this is the episode. Reacher, 1 season, it released in this year. So it's 8.1. You can see it's difficult when you're adapting from a book. It's difficult to achieve 7 rating, and they have managed with a good screenplay and story. So they have not deviated from the book. So Killing Floor, I still remember the story, and when I see the episodes, they have done justice. And absolutely, Alan Richardson, I have not known him before, but he has created his own version of Jack Reacher that you love. Absolutely wonderful. And definitely whatever picturization or imagination you had personifying Jack Reacher when you read books will definitely not be the case when you watch a movie or a series. But Alan Richardson has brought his own perspective with his height and body build. It's so good. Actually, let us watch a trailer of it. Reacher series trailer.
You boys know what's about to happen to you. You leave now.
Yeah, if you see, this is a good action scene in the episode and the web series, but when you read it, so all these punches you'll have to read how he's punching, and it's difficult to write an action scene. And if even though you manage to write it, difficult to make it more interesting and thrilling, right? So it's absolutely wonderful when you read action novels, good action novels like Lee Child's Jack Reacher series. It's one of the best bestsellers in the world.
What's about to happen to you. You leave now.
See, they have mentioned Amazon original.
Jack Reacher. $7.
They mentioned it here.
You guys recycle.
So they have absolutely adapted it from the book. So they are not deviated much. So that's what I loved about this series. And I hope they make this season 2 based on Die Trying, because Killing Floor was the first book, and they made a season 1 based on that Killing Floor. So I would love to watch this series continue, Reacher series continue, and they adapt all the books Lee Child has written. I'm not following him. I should follow him. Oh, I'm not signed up. Okay. Yeah, so that's about the book. It's definitely worth the money and worth your time. It's like watching a movie, definitely action movie, and you don't get quality action movies nowadays. So yeah, do buy it. And if you are not aware of Jack Reacher, so you don't have to read the first book and come and then read the second book. All Jack Reacher books are standalone. You can pick up any book, any number, series. I think it has around 26, 27 installments, so all are standalone novels. You can just pick the last novel and start reading. It will be a standalone story. So basically Reacher goes from one town to another town. So whenever he's in a new town, he gets a new issue and he solves it. So that is the base of Jack Reacher novels, and I recommend you to read it. And especially if you are trying to build a reading habit, I think this is one of the best series to pick it up, because it will be thrilling. You will not feel like you have to close the book and give a break, and you can finish it off. Yeah, that's it about this episode. Definitely try it out. Do read Jack Reacher, all the books. I am reading it. I have read a couple of books in my childhood, so right now I'm just collecting all Jack Reacher series. So I've read one book, and this is my second book. Probably next year I'll read another third book. The third book. I think third book is Tripwire, so I have it. So maybe year end or next year I'll read the third series. Alright, so comments. Headshot Gamer had commented, "Hi Matt, your Mr. Black episode is awesome. Thank you so much. Do once again I remind you guys, do watch Mr. Black. It's available in MWM, right? And it's just 3 minutes. So we are trying to make more such episodes. The reason I started a new season, because we had another cast member. Somehow we were able to get a cast member, and we are going to bring in more characters. That's the idea of starting a new season. So we can expect in the coming episodes you'll have more characters and some outdoor shoots as well. We have planned outdoor shoots. We've been planning for 2-3 months, but it's not happening. So even yesterday we planned an outdoor shoot, but unfortunately it didn't happen, so we had to manage an indoor shoot. So definitely in the future episodes you'll have outdoor locations, and Mr. Black will be out of his home doing something funny. So don't miss it out. Do watch Mr. Black, the latest episode. Show your love, like, comment and share. And I hope you guys enjoyed this episode on Jack Reacher, Lee Child, Die Trying. It's an amazing book. Do read it. Thank you for watching this episode. I hope you enjoyed this episode. There'll be more episodes on books in the coming weeks. Stay tuned. And I'm Maddie Dawson. You're watching Medley with Maddie, one channel, a multitude of entertainment. Bye bye.